I'm Mitch from Beyond the Woods, and this is the brand new Darkglass B7K Ultra. Let's get into it. I feel like this should be called the B8K because the B3K has 3 knobs, and the original B7K has 7 knobs, and this one, well, yeah. The B7K Ultra adds upon the original B7K by allowing you to engage the EQ separately from the distortion, as well as giving frequency selectors for each of the mid-range bands. There were a couple of things that weren't very clear to me while I was doing my research online, but now that I have this in my possession, I'll go ahead and clear those up. First of all, when you set the EQ flat and you match levels, this pedal is neutral. There is no sudden magic that happens when you turn this on. You have to dial that in yourself. So I wouldn't call the clean side a preamp, since it doesn't have much inherent flavor to it. It's just an EQ. But, to be fair, it's an amazing EQ. Secondly, the design layout doesn't do a very good job at showing you which knobs are in use for each channel, so I'll go ahead and explain it. Turning on the pedal activates the EQ knobs in the master volume. When you engage the distortion on top of that, all of those things are still in full effect, but these 3 knobs and these 2 switches are now functional as well. Think of it as like a B3K in the top right corner stacked on top of the EQ section from a B7K. For these sound examples, I'll be running both into my traditional amp and cab setup as well as into my interface using the direct XLR output. For the most part, I'll be doing a blend of the mic on the cab and the DI, but every once in a while I'll solo each of them. That'll be noted in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Alrighty, let's get nasty with some Carnival. Now we'll disable the attack and grunt boosts and go back and forth between clean and distorted sounds. After that, I'll show you how it sounds blended 50-50. To my ears, it doesn't seem like the distorted tone is a very natural extension of the clean sound. It kind of takes over with a brand new tonal characteristic, and that sucks because the EQ is shared between the two of them. With this bass, and to my tastes, I think that it's almost unbearable to use the distortion without cutting at 3 kHz, but switch over to clean with those same settings and it's just way too honky. I much prefer to cut at 750 Hz on the clean side. It depends entirely on your tastes and the gear that you're using and the sort of sounds that you're after, but you might have to make some compromises if you want to use both channels of this pedal in a live situation. Anyways, here's my favorite EQ setting for cleans. My two biggest issues with this pedal are to do with the attack and grunt switches. First of all, where they're placed on the pedal makes absolutely no sense to me. The attack switch is a high-end adjustment, and the grunt switch is a low-end adjustment, but they're both placed on the opposite side of the pedal from the knobs that adjust those frequencies. When you're tweaking the EQ, it's like trying to read a book with scrambled pages. It's possible, but it's just not very convenient. It also troubles me that the same positions on the attack and grunt switches do different things. They work like this, but wouldn't it make more sense if they worked like this? Is it just me, or is this a whole lot simpler? Also, another little thing, turn a knob all the way down, and it's about 20 degrees from the center. But turn that knob all the way up, it's about 45 degrees from the center. If you think I sound overly nitpicky here, you might be right. But I have extremely high standards for this pedal because I know that Darkglass is out to make the absolute best product out there. I mean, come on, the packaging for this was sealed with magnets. Frickin' magnets. In conclusion, despite the numerous things that I would change about this pedal, there is no denying that it is capable of some pretty incredible sounds. I think that everyone who plays or produces modern rock or modern metal needs to at least try this pedal or one of its little brothers. Regardless of how popular Darkglass is right now or how many artists they have on the roster, this pedal speaks for itself. As to whether or not this pedal is worth the money over the original B7K, I think it is just for the switchable mids. But having two foot switchable channels doesn't make sense to me when the two channels sound so different from each other, yet share the same EQ. This isn't an issue at all if you're recording or if you're just playing in the studio, but this is a major detriment for live use if you want your clean tone and your distorted tone to sound, similar to each other. That about does it for this. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave me a like or a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.